Hello, welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports and another Rev review. In an earlier video, I did an unboxing of some Silca products that I ordered in. And I was pretty excited about a few things. And Josh Portner, he's a pretty good salesman in a very non-salesy kind of way. So I respect his craft, but he's an engineer by trade. And a lot of the stuff since he bought the company, the level has risen significantly on a lot of the products. And I've got a few other things that I still need to do, like the immersive chain wax. I still need to do that. I bought a small crock pot for that. And bought some aero socks because I like the colors. Whether they're giving me some aero advantage, I don't know. But what we're going to talk about today is the Silca gear wipes. And I need to say this right up front. This is not a sponsored video. I purchased this with my own funds for the business to give them a try. And I've been using them sparingly, but I've got a pretty good feel for them already. And the jury's still out, I guess is what I want to say. So, as I mentioned before, Josh is a pretty good salesman in a very non-salesy kind of way. And, you know, when he describes this product, he talks about, you know, how he cleans everything, and you could use it here and use it there and use it here and use it there. I found that wasn't really true, and that's where I'm going with this video. So, for example, it works really well on flat surfaces. On I should say, even contoured surfaces. It doesn't work well in certain areas, like let's say in between the cogs on your cassette. And it also doesn't work very well on a chain, which is one of the things he does on the promo video for the Silca gear wipes. On the positive side, I love the way it smells. It smells nice and clean. It's not an offensive odor. I think if you are using this inside of your apartment, or an unventilated space, you don't have to worry about the smell. Apparently it's cosmetic grade cleaners, and so it's supposed to be really good on your skin, or not good on the skin. I'm just saying it won't cause irritation, but there are people that are allergic to things, so please, not 100%. There are people that it might give a reaction to, but in my case, no reaction. I'm wearing gloves because I'm in the middle of 3 jobs at the moment. And I've got my cameraman with me today, so I wanted to take advantage of shooting a couple of videos for you. All right, so let's actually, one of the first things about this product is when I go to pull it out, it doesn't tear. And it annoys me every time. So I have to find the tear point and then, you know, shove it back in, because believe it or not, these things dry up. And so maybe I need to perfect the technique of tearing off a sheet. But first things first, it does have 2 sides to it. So there's a scrubby side. Hopefully you can hear this. And then a slick side, which should be a lot quieter. Anyway, so you have a scrubby side and a non-scrubby side, okay? And so I've been using this when I'm cleaning a bicycle frame, and, you know, usually this is enough, but if I need to get underneath, let's say, the down tube near the bottom bracket, or maybe I've got some excess grease or something, or some bugs, or even just a sugary solution from someone's nutrition bottle, which, by the way, Here's a quick pro tip for you. If you're using sugary type drinks, you don't need any cleaners or anything to clean your bike. You just need water, just fresh water. The water will dissolve the sugary drink on your down tube or wherever else it's splashed. So you won't need any expensive chemicals or bike cleaners or anything like that. So I keep a bottle of just plain water, right? Just like this. And then I also keep a bottle of soapy water, and in this case, it's just Dawn. So it's not a heavy chemical. And again, no paid advertisement for any of these brands. It's just something I use and works. Now, one of the things that I have found is you got to be kind of quick on using these because they dry out pretty quick. So what I'd like to show you is I'm going to clean this bike a little bit on a couple of things. So Mr. Cameraman, if you would please come around this side here. And hopefully you can see here. Now, I wanted to use this bike because one of the things it says is it doesn't have lotions or something that, you know, which would leave a residue. Well, that's not true. It does. It leaves a residue. It leaves a film. So if I go in here and I'm cleaning this tube, this down tube, you can see that it's nice and glossy now because it's nice and wet. And you can see I've gotten some dirt off of it. And this gentleman, which is my cameraman, went off and did an event called Climb to Kaiser, and it was 16,000 feet of climbing in 155 miles, right? Okay, so focus right here. That's where I'm going to go next. And so the bike needs a little bit of love. Now, normally I would take the wheel out and clean inside there. So we're going to do that here in a second. But what I wanted to do is just kind of put this on here, and then we'll come back to it. And so scrub the bottom of your bike. And for these types of uses, it works great. I'm feeling something underneath here. It's a little rough, so I'm going to spend a little bit more time scrubbing that, okay? So for this type of stuff, it works great. Let's flip sides here. But this is where it doesn't work well. So if you're trying to, let's say, clean a chain, when you're trying to clean the chain, it just starts to tear up. And that is it just, I mean, in his videos, he shoots it where it is a, yeah, it just doesn't work well. So how I've made this work for me is, the best way I've been able to make this work is I put it inside of a rag and then do this, and it seems to work a lot better. But yeah, so see, but it still tears up. So that's one thing it doesn't do well. Another thing it doesn't do well is, let's say I need to clean in between the cogs. So I'm going to pull another, hey, I got it that time. So if I were to try to clean in between the cogs, so if you would please focus here. This just tears up as we're going inside these cogs, and it's just, I mean, I had very little effort on here, and it just tears up. So it's not going to work for that, but you can still save this and maybe clean the rim. And then the other side. Now, one of the things that I do like about it is, normally I'm using a squirt bottle with a rag, squirt bottle rag, squirt bottle rag. and stuff is dripping onto the floor, let's say again you're in that apartment and you are trying to use something to clean your bike with, this would probably be really nice for that, because now you don't need to have two separate items, a rag and a solvent, and a rag and a solvent, right? So that's one thing I do like about it. Now, unfortunately, on some of these things, it will leave a film and a residue. You can see it on the Bontrager label there. So even though this is still a little bit wet, when it does finally dry up, it will leave a film. But anyway, that's one of the downsides of it. And as I mentioned before, at least it's a pleasing smell. So that's all for today, but I'm going to continue to use these rags and expect another video later as I've used it on more applications and seeing so see, look, you can look down here, and this is one of the first things we did, and it's already leaving that residue that it said it wasn't supposed to leave. So anyway, that's all for today. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you up the road.